Hello guys and welcome back to my channel Neelam's Good Times. Today in my video I'll be taking you through 25 phrases which will help you to sail through while you're speaking English with your friends or you're conversing with any other person. So let's quickly understand what are those 25 phrases which makes your English all the more easy. Let's get started. The first phrase is sell like hotcakes. This means that any product that readily comes to the market gets sold off very easily. For example, if you have to put it in a sentence, the Samsung new edition has been selling like hotcakes. I got to rush and buy it before it vanishes from the market. Phrase, move heaven and earth. This means that you are putting in a lot of effort to accomplish something. If you have to put it in a sentence, for example, I moved heaven and earth to submit my project on Tuesday to my boss. Third phrase, break a leg. This doesn't mean that you have to go and break someone's leg. No. This means that you are wishing somebody your best of luck. So how do you put it in a sentence? Break a leg. I know you're going to do well in your IELTS entrance. Number 4, hold your horses. This means that somebody is rushing you through his or her story and you're not able to understand ABCD of it. So you say, hello, hold your horses. You need to explain me clearly what is the whole story all about. So hold your horses. This phrase, stabbing in the back. This means you have been betrayed. For example, I'm gonna keep some distance in this relationship because I have been stabbed in the back. So that means you are letting the other person know that you do not trust him or her. Sixth, eat like a horse, which means somebody eats too much of food. If you have to put it in a sentence, I need to keep some buffer dish ready because Susan eats like a horse. Buffer, just for your information, means some extra. Phrase number 7, set in stone, which means very difficult to change. If you have to put it in a sentence, I tried to reschedule my client's meeting, but it was set in stone. That means it was very difficult to change. Maybe the client also had something else on hand and he was not in a position to reschedule the meeting, hence it was a set in stone. The next one is cut corners, which means you are trying to save some extra money by not splurging on your shopping or visit to the lounges or anything. Again, if you have to put it in a sentence, I'm trying to cut some corners as I am trying to save up some money to buy my laptop for the coming month. Number 9, step up your game. This means the effort that you are putting is not enough. You got to increase your hard work. If you have to put it in a sentence, step up your game if you have to be in the competition. 10th phrase, piece of cake, which means very easy task. For example, solving that crossword was a piece of cake for me, which means it was a very easy task. The next one is, what are you up to? Which means like this is mainly used when you're meeting someone after a very long time and you have no clue what the person was doing. So when you put it in a sentence, what are you up to? I haven't seen you for so long. So that means usually आप उस आदमी का खबर ले रहे हैं कि इन दिनों आप क्या कर रहे हैं. 12, that's lit, which means it's amazing, it's awesome. For example, oh, the latest movie of Kriti Sanon, that's lit, which means that's awesome. Number 13, under my nose, which means something has been happening very loudly in front of you, but you are totally oblivious to that. For example, my wallet was stolen right under my nose. Means the thief, he was making all the arrangements and he was right in front of me, but it went unnoticed. So that is when you say, right under my nose. Number 14, bell the cat. This means when you have to do some difficult task. If you have to put it in a sentence, who's gonna bell the cat and tell dad that we need that extra pocket money this month for our small vacay trip? Number 15, flog the dead horse. This means that you're putting your energy into something which is not going to yield in some good result. It's a gone case. Uska kuch nahi ho sakta. This means you have to put it in a sentence. There's no point flogging the dead horse. she won't change her decision. 16. Lucky you. This is you say when you are appreciating some other person's luck and you feel his or her luck is better than you. If you have to put it in a sentence, lucky you. You got the diamond set on your anniversary, huh? From your loving hubby. Sorry to bother you. This is when you try to seek a mild apology from a person and disturbing him from his or her routine. For example, if you have to put it in a sentence, it goes like, sorry to bother you. Could you please reconfirm the phone number? Number 18, you sold me. That means you were so good at explaining your story that I am in love with your project or I'm in love with your idea. If you have to again put it in a sentence, your review on the latest Samsung was so good, I'm sold on it. I'm gonna buy one. Number 19, what do you think? This you use when you are trying to take the opinion of the person you bother about. Let's say you are in a confused state of mind. If you have to put it in a sentence, what do you think? Should I plan the vacay for Kashmir or for Maldives? That's when you end up saying, what do you think? When you're seeking an opinion of a person. Number 20, good for you. Now this phrase, you could use it in both the ways. Either you could use it in a positive way or you could use it as a sarcasm. For example, if you're good for you, you got through your medical entrance. So this is kind of a sarcasm that you used. And otherwise, on a positive note, if you have to say, good for you, you bragged the government job. The next one is never mind. We use this when we are trying to explain something to the other person and he or she just does not get it. So again, when you imply it in a sentence, you end up saying, never mind, I shall get it on my way back from the office. I'll be with you in a moment. You say this when you have to take a break from somebody or in a continued meeting, you are sitting in a meeting or with a group of people or in some gathering and you just have to excuse yourself. Either you need to go to the washroom or attend some important phone call. That's when you end up saying, I'll be with you in a moment, and you excuse yourself. Number 23, fingers crossed. We do it when we are eagerly wanting something to happen. When you imply it in a sentence, I keep my finger crossed, you get the project. So you've applied for something and you want that thing to happen, and that's when you say fingers crossed. Number 24, I have to run. You say this when you again have to excuse yourself, but not to again come back, but to excuse yourself from a meeting, or you have to attend some emergency call somewhere or something you have lined up. So that's when you say, sorry guys, I have to run, which means you need to be excused because you got some emergency work to handle. And the last but not the least is you can do it, which means when you're trying to encourage somebody in trying to achieve some result or some end goals, that's when you end up saying, when you have to pep up somebody, you end up saying, yes, you can do it, go for it. So guys, this is a wrap up. I hope these phrases will come to your use, and make a note of this so whenever you are conversing with somebody, you can start implementing these phrases. This will also help you to improve your English day by day. If you like this content of mine, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give it a big like, and do share it with your friends. This will also come to their help. I'll be seeing you soon with a new content of mine. Until then, आप खुश रहिए and चुस्त रहिए. Adios!